Do you love to discuss and debate the big questions of life? Do you frequently take time for yourself, for introspection, away from everyone else? If this sounds like you, then you're likely to be a deep thinker, often misunderstood by many. Deep thinkers are more than just the stereotype of the reclusive introvert. They are thoughtful, brilliant individuals who prefer to take their time, even in today's fast-paced, technologically dependent society. They strive to understand themselves, the world, and those around them. A deep thinker is often quiet and reserved, but also open-minded, eloquent, passionate, and incredibly bright. Their minds are filled with unmapped ideas, which they would gladly spend their lives navigating. Deep thinkers are fascinated by everything and enjoy exploring the abstract world more than the real one. Do you wonder if you or someone else is a deep thinker? Let's take a look at 8 signs you might be a deep thinker. You're an introvert. While not all deep thinkers are introverts, the majority tend to be. But what does being an introvert even mean? It means you're more internally oriented than externally. You spend a lot of time in your own mind and may feel drained rather than energized by constant social interaction. Solitude is refreshing for you, and you enjoy the peace and quiet. You appreciate your own company and need alone time to recharge your emotional battery. As such, you don't constantly feel the need to make plans with others. You're content with yourself and your awesome self. You hate small talk. Like most introverts, deep thinkers prefer silence over small talk. Mindless chatter isn't positive or interesting to them, so they'll pass on comments about the weather. Deep thinkers tend to speak only when there's something important to say. Otherwise, they're comfortable being silent observers in conversations. This might give the mistaken impression of detachment, passivity, or awkwardness. Relax, though they're likely listening intently, waiting to add something meaningful or having deep thoughts in their own brilliant minds. Your introspection is key to deep thinking. Being introspective means reflecting on the meaning behind your own thoughts, emotions, and experiences. This makes deep thinkers very self-aware, but also occasionally forgetful and absent-minded. When you're introspective, it's easy to get lost in your thoughts, not living fully in the moment. You become so engrossed that details can pass you by. So, if a deep thinker needs you to repeat something, it's probably because their brain is working overtime in its own internal galaxy. Your imagination is vast and active. Deep thinkers often have a rich inner world made up of reflections on the past and fantasies about the future. They enjoy imagining themselves in alternate realities and different scenarios, picturing what their life might be like years down the line. If daydreaming is your thing and you wonder about the multiverse, this is a clear sign you're a deep thinker. Embrace your superstar alternative self and explore what lies ahead. You plan ahead. Do you like to know where you're going and what you're doing in the days and weeks ahead? Are you rarely impulsive or rash, almost always thinking things through before you act? If so, you're likely an avid planner, a common characteristic among deep thinkers. They love to think about the future and plan their day, week, month, or even year ahead of time. Because they look at things from a long-term perspective, most deep thinkers go on to be highly successful in their fields. They prefer a well-thought-out plan for almost everything and rarely rely on hope and luck. Master strategist and planner. Strategy and calculation go hand in hand with planning ahead. Deep thinkers consider all possibilities before making a decision, weighing the pros and cons of each option. As a deep thinker, you're always looking for the best possible outcome, and there's usually a purpose behind all your actions. You dislike meaningless tasks and avoid knee-jerk decisions, needing time to think things through. You're a good problem solver. Analytical, tactical, and creative, these traits make an excellent problem solver, which happens to be a quality of a deep thinker. They solve problems by patiently deconstructing them and predicting outcomes. They easily see patterns, relationships, and potential obstacles in a situation, looking at it from every possible angle. Deep thinkers enjoy being challenged with a good problem, as it allows them to utilize skills they don't usually get to showcase. Remember, a challenge and a good problem are not the same as a meaningless circular argument. You love to learn. Many of history's greatest scholars were deep thinkers, and it's easy to see why. Deep thinkers constantly seek to deepen their understanding of themselves and the world around them. They immerse themselves in books, lectures, and documentaries. They're curious creatures with an intense thirst for knowledge, wanting to know the purpose behind everything and how it all fits in the grand scheme of things. Whether it's history, politics, literature, science, or psychology, deep thinkers want to learn it all. Do you consider yourself a deep thinker? Being a deep thinker is a rare and exceptional gift that allows you to perceive and understand things at a deeper level than most. You have a unique perspective, shared by many of the most gifted and extraordinary people, from artists and writers to inventors and philosophers. What would you like to watch next? Let us know in the comments below.